I know how it feels like to sit in a room and stay silent, to want to speak, but your heart beats faster, your hands feel cold, and your mind goes blank. But all you can do is smile, nod, and pretending like you know everything, even when the right words are in your head. I have lived that. Even with master's degree in English literature, I studied for years. I knew the theory, but still, when it came to real conversation, I felt like a child, powerless, frozen, terrified of being judged. Because nobody around me spoke English. At my home, at my school, in my community, there was not anyone with them I can practice with. Then I joined online classes, online courses, not for English, but for another skills. There, everyone else sounded so fluent, so confident. I thought maybe they are smarter than me. Maybe I don't belong here. Maybe I'm just pretending. So I stayed quiet, not because I didn't know English, but because I didn't know how to feel safe while speaking it. And that fear, it was not just fear of English, it was fear of being exposed, fear of sounding wrong, and fear of not being enough. Let me tell you something. I wish someone had told me back then that you are not alone, you are not broken, you have just been trained to hide, to sound confident before you even try. But confidence, confidence is not something that you are waiting for. It is something you build step by step by showing up scared and speaking anyway. One day, I asked myself a simple question like, why am I still afraid to speak English even after learning this language for years? The answer was clear, like fear was silently controlling my life. It wasn't just fear of English language, as I told you, it was fear of making mistakes, fear of being judged, and fear of not sounding good enough. And in that moment, something shifted in me. I told myself, like, I can't live like this anymore. Always hiding, always quiet, always pretending to be confident, but never truly feeling it. So I made a powerful decision like, I will not wait to feel confident. I will start speaking even if I feel scared. And that's when everything started to change. And let me show you exactly what I did. First, I stopped chasing approval and I started chasing progress. I still remember this one day so clearly. Like, I was in an online class and the teacher asked something. I knew the answer, but I didn't speak. Instead, I sat there, rehearse over and over in my head, like, should I use had or have? Is my pronunciation is right? What if they laughed? By the moment I finally ready to speak, that moment was gone. Someone else answered. I smiled and pretending I didn't want to speak anyway. But inside, I felt defeated. That day, I asked myself something powerful. What's more painful? Making a mistake or staying silent for the rest of my life? The answer shook me. Because silence might feel safe, but it kills your confidence. Every time you don't speak, your fear grows stronger. So I stopped chasing approval. I stopped asking, will they like how I sound? And I started asking, will I try today? Not perfectly, not fluently, but just honestly. That one shift from approval to progress is when I finally feel safe, finally feel free. Second, I practiced speaking messy, broken, uncomfortable. I did not wait to become fluent to start. I just started speaking exactly where I was. I started filming, I started recording myself 5 minutes video every single day. No script, no pressure to be perfect. I just started speaking. And sometimes when a thought popped in my head, I grab my phone, hit record, and start talking. It doesn't matter if my grammar was wrong or if I paused too much. What mattered was I was finally giving my thoughts a voice. That's how fluency grows, not from memorizing, but from expressing, even when it felt awkward, even when it wasn't good enough. I reminded myself this quotation every time when I wanted to give up. Like, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Third, I surrounded myself with English even when no one else did. In my home, no one spoke English. No one corrected me, and no one even cared if I practiced. So I didn't wait for the right environment. I realized if I did not build it for myself, no one else will build it for me. So I created my own immersion. Every single day, I started listening native speaker 5 to 6 hours every day. Even today, whenever I have time and whenever I'm doing another work, I just plug earbuds and listen to them so closely, not for their words, but for the rhythm, the tone, the way they paused, the way they expressed their emotions. It wasn't passive listening. It was rewiring. Slowly, their voice became the background music of my mind because the more I listened to them, the more my brain started to thinking in English without pressure, without fear. Because I realized the environment you choose to live in shapes the confidence you grow, shapes your lifestyle. As James Clear says, environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. And I decided if that invisible hand was going to shape me, it would be better to move me forward. And I'm just going to say to you, if you are surrounded by people who never speak English, don't wait. Create your own environment, your phone, your room, your headphones. Make English part of your life because you become what surrounds you. If English becomes natural in your world, it won't feel scary anymore. It feels natural. Now, let me give you a quick story that never left me. Imagine a baby elephant tied to a small rope. When it is young, it tries so many times to break the rope, but it is not good enough. So eventually, the baby elephant stops trying. Years later, the same elephant has grown massive and good enough to break the rope in seconds, but it never tries again. Why? Because its mind is still trapped when its body is not. That was me with English. Maybe that is you too. You have grown, you are capable, but your mind still whispers you cannot. Now, today, I want you to break that rope because your fear is not a fact. It's just an old belief that you have outgrown. Once you realize that, there is no turning back. Hope you found this video valuable. If yes, please hit like, subscribe, and press the bell notification because we are growing this community and I would genuinely love for you to be part of this community. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, maybe you found this one too. Till that time, bye bye. I will see you in next one.